So welcome to Crawdaddy Cosplay. Today we'll be constructing our Warhammer 40K Space Marine Mark VII shoulder piece. Come take a look at the templates that I've cut out on the foam. You got piece alpha. Things to note on this piece are for the overlap piece. We need to make sure we put the registration marks on the adjacent area for when these pieces overlap, so we'll be able to see them. And then there's part Bravo, which we split up into a Bravo 1 and a Bravo 2. Bravo 2 is a mirror of the part Bravo pattern. And again, you got the overlaps. And so the overlap pieces on the bottom, we need to translate those marks over to the adjacent cross section. Then there's the part Charlie. And because these, we translate the registration marks to the cross section for the overlap, so we'll be able to see. This is the lower support, and part Delta, the upper support. And again, we translate those registration marks over to the cross section, so we'll be able to see them. You'll notice the relief cuts here are to take some of the compression from when we force this 2D shape into a 3D shape. So that should help with that and keep our seams from buckling a little bit. But now that we've had a look at the templates, this is what yours should also look like when you're done. A note, all cuts in this template are straight cuts. There are no undercuts or overcuts or surface cuts or anything like that. So now we are ready to apply our contact cement and get these parts attached. All right, so we'll come here, we'll connect the relief cuts. So you see the registration marks. We need to make sure those line up the whole way up. Touching the seams together. Keeping everything's nice and tight. The seams nice and lined up. There we go. And we'll repeat that with Bravo 1. This is where having those registration marks right there is really, really handy. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get Alpha now. This one right here is going to have a little bit of tension in it, so we're going to get our helper ready here. Our helper is masking tape. In case the contact cement might not take right away, this seam may try to split apart a little. So we're just going to put a little bit of masking tape on there to make sure that stays good and tight until the cement has cured. Or at least just give it a few minutes. Because as we try to conform this to its 3D shape, it's going to strain this relief cut even more. We'll put a little bit here along the seam. We'll go on the inside for this though. Now, masking tape may damage the surface of your foam depending on the foam that you've gotten. So I would always try this on whatever foam you got, like a little scrap piece, to see if your masking tape might damage it. All right, so let's go ahead and we got part A here. We got all our relief cuts glued, cemented up. So let's go ahead and attach part Bravo 1 to part Alpha. Seam to seam, and following our registration marks. Following these marks is how we're going to force these two-dimensional shapes into three-dimensional shapes. So once you get almost near the end, a little trick you can do is to lay it on the flat surface and kind of force it together. And that gives you a nice shape right there. All right, let's go ahead and attach Bravo 2 to part Alpha. And get a nice joint that way. All right, now what we have left to do is attach our supports, which will help this shape, because it's kind of a thinner material, conform more to the 3D shape that we're looking for. So we're going to apply contact cement to the overlap areas that we have identified from our templates. So our contact cement is set up. Let's go ahead and attach the lower support, part Charlie, to the bottom part here. This is where being mindful of the overlap area that's been laid out and the registration marks will really, really be your friend. We really, really want to make sure this piece lines up with the 45 right here. There we go. All right. So our bottom support is now in place. Let's go ahead and apply part delta to part alpha. I'm going to line up those 45s and touch them together. And just start walking it down the registration marks one at a time. Note that this registration mark here lines up with the seam. And there we go. It's a nice piece there. You notice managed to, with this version, I managed to get rid of the seam that was showing up along the edge here. That's how you put it together. Thank you very much.